Hello, creative friends. I am so glad you are joining me this morning or evening, wherever you might be. In my attempt to use it or lose it in 2023, I have dusted off a couple of these 49 and Market card kits. At the time I just had to have and I never used them, but today I will be using them and I don't want to use them just as is, although I may kind of put together a few quick cards. But I pulled some supplies from my stash in an attempt to get the most use out of all of my other purchases. And that brings me to the Card Maker Success Summit. Some of you may be sick of hearing about it, but I want to tell you about it because it is a free 4-day event that focuses on techniques rather than buying even more supplies. And you can find all of the information you need in the description box down below. There's a link down below. And I will be teaching alcohol ink techniques, and these are my cards here. And again, it's absolutely free to participate. Um, and if you have any questions, you can email me or put them in the chat or whatever. I would love for you to join the Card Summit. It is next week. It's going to be it's so much fun. And there's a VIP all access pass, but you can learn more about that over there. Let's get started. These card kits are gorgeous. If you haven't heard of 49 and Market, you're missing out because 49 and Market has some of the most gorgeous supplies. And I didn't pull out everything, but I did end up pulling out some of these die cuts just to kind of have on hand because I have so many of them. I pulled out some that may match a little bit with these card kits. Maybe this one, but just so that I can use them because I want to use it or I'm going to lose it. Yes, and I haven't really purchased anything. I'm actually really proud of myself. All right, so I have a list. The title says 5 creative ways to use card making kits. These are basic card making kits. These aren't like spellbinders or Simon Says Stamp or anything like that. These are from 49 and Market. You get 8 A2 cards, and they're really nice quality. Envelopes. Here, let me just open her up here so you could see. And I have prepped a lot. So they're not just regular envelopes, okay? They're gorgeous. And I actually used these to die cut, stamp on. I'm going to be using some of these envelopes to make cards with. So you can use those. Then they come with some rub-ons or transfers. Yeah, rub-on transfers. That's what they call them. I don't know if I'll be using these today. We'll see. Maybe a little bit of the little hearts or something. Then they come with all of these card bases, but I, of course, cut them out because I don't like my cards this way. I like them this way, so I cut them all down. And then some little stickers to close the envelopes, but I'm actually going to be using at least one of these stickers for an embellishment on one of the cards. Okay, so that's that one. You kind of get the gist of the card kit. And the envelopes are double-sided, which I really like. Alrighty. First thing we are going to dive into is a little bit of embossing. So I used some embossing folders. If I get around to it, I may post a supply list, but some of these items that I'm using are old. You might not be able to find them anymore. I'm really wanting to use what I have, and unfortunately that entails some discontinued stuff probably, so I apologize. This embossing folder is from Simon Says Stamp. It is still available, but I cut down one of the envelopes and I embossed it with a 3D embossing folder from Simon Says Stamp. And my cat wants in. Hold on. Sorry. If you have a cat, you know that they run the house. So give me just a second. All right. Sorry about that. Should have brought the trimmer over here. Then we're going to take this ink. I have shared this technique quite a lot, but we're going to take some white pigment ink and we are just going to rub it right on top. And this is a light background, but you'll see that the design is going to kind of pop a little bit. Not as much as if I was going to be using a darker or brighter background. All right, let's see. And you can see that it just kind of highlights that the design. And then we're going to take, it's going to be very, very simple. Going to take a card base. And it does take a minute to dry because it is pigment ink. You want to be careful. And I'm not going to fully put together every single card or we would probably be here forever. Let's see, what do I want to use? I have some stickers. I feel like I had something else planned. Maybe not. All right, let's see. And sometimes I know for myself, I get caught up in wanting to do all the things, all the techniques, and make the card as elaborate as can be. But sometimes it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, look at that. Probably stick some glue on the back here. Oh. Especially if you're wanting just to have some cards to be able to send out last minute. Um, not every card has to have a million techniques. And this is crooked. Okay, I could be here all day fiddling with this. And you can use this for any type of backgrounds or pattern paper. A lot of these techniques and things I'm going to show you can be used, um, again, for backgrounds, pattern paper. Ardith, she has an amazing video today, by the way. Probably you should go check it out. She actually, I think it's 8 ways, if I'm not mistaken, Ardith, or 9 ways to use up those backgrounds. All right. The second way is I actually used an embossing folder right over one of the card panels. So this is, I believe, from Altenew, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'm kind of just trying to use what I have on hand. I'm going to bring my die cut machine over here, or my trimmer, sorry, so that you guys aren't looking at nothing while I trim this down to my 4 and 5 1/4. There we go. I thought I did all of these ahead of time. I know I did some of them, so bear with me. I did prep for almost 2.5 hours. All right. So we got this cut out. I'm actually going to take some of the rub-ons from this kit here, this one here, and I'm going to add it to a piece of cardstock. I think I might want this one here. And then we're going to cut it down. That's a little crooked, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna take this. I'm going to add it just like this. Well, I'm gonna get it as straight as possible because when I cut it down, I don't measure or use rulers or anything, so. And they come with these little, not a bone folder. Well, it's kind of like a bone folder, but you know, this little varnish tool. I have so many of their rub-ons. I love their rub-ons. Ardith, I don't really buy card kits either, like Spellbinders or Hero Arts or any other brands or companies that have them. I just like these because I'm obsessed with 49 in Market, and I had to have them, and I never used them. So much so they are discontinued. Well, these particular ones are. All right, so you have the rub-on. I'm going to cut this down. Just a tad. And then we're going to pop it up. Put it on this side too. All right, first we're going to add a little bit of distressing. I guess I could have done that on another piece of the pattern paper on the card kit, but that's okay. All right. Then we're going to take this, but you know what this needs? Can anybody guess? Splatters, you know it. Every time I want to say splatter time, I want like the song Hammer Time. Splatter time in the background. All right. Okay. I put Oh, there we go. I put lotion on my hands. They were really dry. It's hard for me to open that. All right. I could have used splatters on the other one too. Ooh, gold ink. Didn't think about that. All right, I'm going to dry this just for a second. Just so I can start putting together the card. All right, actually, leave that set aside just for a second. I'm going to rough up these edges just to kind of hide the fact that it's not straight and to make it cohesive with that other piece of paper. Ooh, foundry wax. Do I have it near me? Pretty sure I do. I do have gilded. I don't know where the other one is. Why didn't I think of that? That's actually a really good idea. All right, I'm actually going to kind of crumple this up a little bit. I'm going to tear the edges. Getting back to my shabby chic days. All right, there we go. And you know what? I think I might add, I did cut out some, Ooh, this would be a really pretty wedding card. I'm gonna add these Pink Fresh Studio um, sentiments. These are um, exclusive at scrapbook.com. I don't know 100% if they still make them. Pretty sure they do. But they're exclusive to scrapbook.com. So, all right. Add a card base, gold thread. I thought about, there's so many different things. I was thinking I could sew, but then I really can't because then I'd be off camera a lot and kind of probably get boring. Um, let's see. Once I got going this morning, I thought I just couldn't stop thinking of all the different things that you can do. And a lot of these things, again, that I'm showing can be done even just with pattern paper. I have, even though I've purged a lot of it, I still have some that I just can't get rid of. And backgrounds that I've created, I have a million of those. Sometimes I just want to sit and create backgrounds. I don't want to necessarily create a full project. So I just sit and either gel print or, if I have a new distress color or whatever the case may be. Um, all right. Come on. Here we go. It is so pretty. I always, if in the, you know, far chance that I get single like 12 by 12 papers, I have to get like two or four depending on how much I love it because I know that eventually I'll use it because even though I kind of not hoard, I kind of say that I'm waiting for the perfect project to use certain things on. I still like to use them, especially, like sprays and inks and things like that, because, even though if I try it out and it doesn't end up being what I thought, and it's kind of wasted in a sense, um, it's wasting away in your drawer if you're not using it. So that's kind of my thought process is that got to use it or else it is being wasted just sitting in the drawer. And then if you have like paste or um, things like paints and things like that, they're definitely going to dry out because nothing lasts forever. So just got to use it. Even if you just sit down and honestly just have fun playing and it doesn't really result in anything. The reward is being creative and getting those creative juices flowing. All right, I'm just popping this up. I don't have the I need to stock back up or get more of the wide foam. Uh-oh, did I freeze? Oh, there we go. It's frozen on my end. I don't know about anybody else's. All right. I'm going to pop that up right there. All right. And then we can add this really delicate sentiment. This is some Barely Arts glue. My daughter she misplaced the fine tip for the big bottle, so I just put it in one of these little bottles. All right. There. It's a little crooked on there, but it's okay. Look at how pretty that is. All right. I didn't add this one to the card base yet, but that one's pretty simple. I'll probably rough up the edges, maybe add something there. Let's see. Now it's going to bug me since I said something. See? That's better. A little bit better. This is a Pink Fresh Studio die cut. All right. So got two down. Let's see. It's been 30 minutes. I need to pick it up. All right. The next way that I really would love to use these card kits is foiling. Although I didn't want to break out my foiling machine, I just thought that adding foiling to these the patterns would be really, really pretty. But that's just another way you can use them if you have a lot of foil plates and things like that. So there's that. Again, I'm not going to foil today. Just to give you, that was just to give you an idea. All right. Next is die cuts. We are going to, I had to write myself notes because, or else I would definitely not remember. All right, so I have another embossed background. This is just a white piece of cardstock. And this is a Spellbinders, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm just, you can't see the die, but this is from Erin Lee Creative, I believe. And I haven't used it yet. So I thought, why not use it today? I'm going to pop it up, I think. See what happens. And I used some of the paper, like the card bases. So I cut them in half and then kind of either die cut them or we're going to stamp on them. So many different things that we can do with them. You could just treat it just like pattern paper. And I think that was my holdup, was that I was looking at it and I'm like, what comes in them is just so simple, and I'm not that much of a simple person. I need to do more. So that's what we're doing. All right. And my stomach, I ate something before. I downed some yogurt. My stomach was growling at me for some reason. I had a banana this morning too. All right. Let's see if this works. If I can get this right. And we're going to need to put it a little closer to me. There we go. I die cut it wrong. I meant to have it more like this, but that's okay. It's supposed to be like a beachy, sunny scene, I think. That's actually really pretty. All right, let's add, you know what? Let's add one of these butterflies or something here. We got all kinds of stuff here. Nope. I think probably just this butterfly. And I think I'm going to add some splatters as well. Right. Yes, Callie. Oh, now you want out, of course. Cats. Man. And the older she gets, the more demanding she gets. I'm gonna add that right there. All right, give me 1 second. All right. Okay, I want to add like that. And then I'm thinking about cutting it down. I think I'll do this later. I'll probably post a photo or something on, or maybe a story over on Instagram. But I think I'm going to cut this down and then layer it on this. This is one of the envelopes, but I really like the contrast with the blue and the pink and the orange. So I might do that later because I want to move on. I want to get as many of these as I can for this. All right, so we die cut out of the paper. Now I need to put all these back. All right. I probably won't ever use these, like all of them. There's so many in a pack. They're like thick acetate pieces. They're really nice. All right, moving on. Maybe. Where did I put my pile? Oh, right there. Okay. Next is we're going to what collection is that? That is Spectrum Strawberry Lemonade Acetate Leaves. All right. So this one, I thought it would be fun because there's like these brush strokes on this card panel that just to add a fun die cut. This is one of my favorites to use. And gonna add it straight to the card panel. Like that. And then I'll add some of this liquid glue. And you can do this with any intricate die. This one just happens to be one of my favorites. Oh, come on. Did this clog? There we go. And I think even if you were planning on using, like if you get a card kit and just using it as is, don't forget about all your other supplies too. The possibilities could be endless, especially like those Simon Says stamp card kits. I did buy one, um, never used it. Actually, I take that back. I did force myself to use it. Um, but never again, I don't think. They're just not really my thing. Because then I'm like, oh, the stamp's cool, but then I don't use them again, and I'm stuck with a bunch of supplies that I don't use. I probably already have enough of those. So, And then, was this butterfly for this one? I believe it was. And then I was going to add a little butterfly to that one too. All right. And maybe a little sentiment. Let's see what we got here. Today is a new day. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to think on that one for a second. I'll put that aside. All right. Hello, hello. Those of you are just joining. KC says, my problem with SSS kits is that I always want the coordinating ties, and that's yes, definitely. Are those butterflies transparent? They are. That's not, this isn't where going to be where the sentiment's going to go. I got to think about if I want, what I want to do there, but it is. All right. Next is pretty simple. Is I just folded one of these in half, one of the card bases, and I'm actually going to use it as is. And then not going to bore you with adding all of the glue onto this intricate die, but you could definitely use any background die that you have, and then use it right on top and then add a sentiment like that. So that's another way. How many are we at? 6 or 7 so far? All right. The next way is actually one that from Ardith, if she's still here. Let's see. I'm trying to think. How do I want to do this? Inlay die cutting. I didn't think about what did I use here? What is that one? Okay. Mist. I think Ardith is the queen of inlay die cutting. All right. So I have this other card panel here, and I really like this side, so I'm going to cut down and use this side of it. All right, and I didn't give this any real thought how I wanted to do this. All right, I'm trying to think here. So I have my, don't need this part. Trying to think. What do I want to do? I'm going to keep the big letters. Well, I guess this wouldn't really be inlay die cutting. I had a good plan. My thought process was to do inlay die cutting, but it changed. So we're just using the die cuts. All right. So I added adhesive just to the parts that I want to glue down onto my card panel. That way I can lift up those other little areas. Get this as straight as possible. Leave that Okay, that's true. Yeah, I'm gonna add the white, um, where I'm going to pull up, or not pull up, but yeah, once it kind of sits there for a second. All right, then I'm going to grab a little pokey tool of some sort. Pokey enough. Grab these little tweezers. And I'm just going to pick these up. Oops. This is why I don't do this a lot, because I make a mess with the glue. It's tedious. So, anybody have any big plans for the weekend? Anything fun? All right, gotta do some crafty surgery here. Very intense. Would not be a good surgeon. My hands are. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. Whew. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is actually take these bigger parts off because I know I'm not going to use them. Maybe. And then I'll just add the glue to the thinner. All right, note to self, don't do this technique live because I am horrible at it. The first time I did this was actually during one of the Eat, Sleep, Crafty retreats with Ardith. She had done this technique. I think that was the first time. Sometimes I do things and I don't really realize that there's a technical name to it. I'm sure we all do this sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been doing that. I can't think of another time that I've done it. So then I'm actually going to take this outer part off too. I am ruining it. Okay, we're going to leave it because this is getting bad. All right. Actually going to put the glue on the inside here. Just like this. And this is more tedious than I had thought, so I apologize. I wanted to go through these quickly. I should have known. It's been a while since I've done this. All right, very messy job. All right. Let's see where I'm putting these. You know what? I think I'm just gonna go like this. Different plan here. I'm actually going to take these off and then just place them in like that. That's probably the best way. Artist's probably yelling at me, probably telling me to do the same thing. Yep. Now my hands are dirty and I'm getting the dirt off Oh, I'm off screen. I'm sorry. There we go. So what happens when I do tedious stuff? All right. Thanks, Karen. Should put like some tape or something on my mat so that I know. It is so much. Oh, were you suggesting that? Or did Yes. Oh my gosh, that's too funny that you were suggesting that already. It is way easier. All right. All right. My foot's going to sleep. Oh, you texted me? Oh, sorry, I didn't even see it. I'm too much in the zone here. All right. We're getting there. I don't know. Almost. We're almost there. All right. Here we go. Should have popped that up. That would have been pretty too. And where is this? I think this is a Simon Says stamp die, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, come on. I think the glue. Okay, I think you get the point. And I said at the beginning we weren't going to be finishing every single one of these cards, just to give you an idea of what you can do with card kits, pattern paper, backgrounds, all that sort of thing. Okay, next. Did I feel like I'm missing a maybe not. Maybe? Let me see here. No. Okay. All right. Now we have, I put layer paper and add die cut. Okay. So I have another one of those envelopes, really pretty, but I really love this piece here. And it has all those cool little colorful swatches. And I'm going to layer them on top of each other. And then we're just going to put a fun geometric die over it. So let me cut this out. Cut this down, I should say. And don't know the measurement just yet, so okay. What geodie set is that? It's from Simon Says Stamp, I believe. I'm gonna cut off Um, you got to pay attention. This is a really technical way to measure. So you're going to take your nail and you're just going to mark it where you want to cut it. That's how I do things here. And where's my other mark? And then you're going to lose your mark. There we go. All right. I'm going to layer, and then I will layer that on top of a card panel, just like that. Arda, that's funny. All right, we're going to rough up the edges just to give this card a little bit more something. All right. While I'm doing this, anybody register for the card summit? Ardith's going to be teaching there. I can't remember what your class is on, Ardith. All right. And anybody signed up for the all access pass? Because I'm always excited for the open crop or the crop. The crop is always my favorite part. I get to chat with everybody, which is funny because I'm such an introvert. All right, I got that one. And this one. Oh, that's right, stencils. Okay. Casey, it seems like you got the all access pass. You should, I don't know exactly where it is, but there should be some information somewhere. All right, now I'm going to figure all this together. I'm sure when I do cards and I don't put it straight, Ardith and everybody else that are very what's the word I can use? Particular about their measurements are probably screaming at me. All right. Going to kind of fold this up a little bit. Okay. Gonna add this. But first, some splatters. It's splatter time. Okay. There we go. Yeah. I try to do my best, but it doesn't always turn out. Come on. Add blue. There we go. I was just thinking of something that I know a lot of people mention that they have a Cricut machine or a Cameo that they just haven't used. or they don't use that often. I think there's 6 or 7 or maybe even more classes for Cricut or any other like a Cameo or something that you might have. Um, and that might get you using your uh, electronic die cut machine or the Card Summit. And it's free. You can attend for free. All right. Ooh, I love that. Okay. Um, don't know what was supposed to go after, but let's see what we got here. Yeah, I thought I had one with this. Where did it go? I did somewhere because I even cut it out and everything. I know it's here somewhere. A little circle. Anybody see it? Probably somewhere where, probably right there somewhere. Oh, it dropped right here. Look at that. Look at that. All right. I'm going to add this little butterfly there. I'm going to add some foam. Why not? All right. Just like that. And then we'll add a itty bitty sentiment. Just like that. Oh, come on. I'm running out of glue. All right. Celebrate. So there's another one. Okay. And now we're going to be doing some stamping. I think stamping probably maybe the easiest to think about, at least for me. So let's do this one. Well, no, let's do this one first. All right. So I have this Pink Fresh Studio stamp. Bought it, haven't used it yet. We're going to use it today. And I'm going to be using this one. This is like a card panel. Cut it in half, and then I'm just going to be doing some embossing on it, just keeping it simple. But I wanted to see, where is that card kit at? If possibly, there. All right, I lost the rub-ons. Oh no, they're right here. All right, let's see if I can. No, I was gonna see if I could put a rub-on, but I don't think any of them are gonna go. All right, I'm gonna put this right in the center. My Misty. People are usually more impressed when they can tell a machine didn't mass produce and they are curious about your style. Oh, that's true. All right. I'm gonna eyeball this where I want it. Close it. Then I'm going to take a little handy dandy tool. There it is. Forgot I organized my craft tower. It's always fun when you organize something and then you can't find anything because it's been unorganized for so long. All right, this is just the anti-static powder tool. Thought it was cute. There you go. All right. Next, we're going to add some Versamark ink. And another tool I love is this Stampendable. There's different variations. You can even make your own. This is just foam on one side, or like yeah, it's like foam. Well, like a felty foam, I should say. All right, I'm gonna. Okay, Erica, I will. Am I gonna see you on Tuesday for the Zoom or no? Can't remember. Might be early for you. You. Um, all right. Add some super fine white embossing powder. There we go. Good enough. That's my motto, is good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. Right now I'm going to use my heat tool. I always get worried because there was a time that anytime I would use my heat tool, my power would go off. It would um what's that word? Man, I cannot think today. The breaker would switch. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, this needs to. Anyway, so it hasn't done it in a long time. But I still get kind of worried. I think it was during the summer when we have both of our ACs on. And of course, the kids are home and, all the things. All right. Move that aside. I am going to rough up the edges, but I'm going to switch my scissors out because these little cutter bee ones are a little too sharp. I keep cutting everything. That needs to go on a shirt for me. What needs to go? Change of plans? Or whoops. All right. And I don't think I cut that down, but that's okay. I'm just going to roll with it because we've already been here an hour. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Oh, I did cut it down. See, I knew I cut some of them down already. Look at that. All right. I'm going to add some splatters. Ooh, this one's really pretty. Good enough, yeah. All right, I need to take a little drink of water. And I think I want to stamp out a really nice sentiment on this one, so I think I'm going to leave it blank. I'm just going to set this aside to dry. And then we're on our last one. No, sorry, I lied. Okay, so I have this stamp. This is from All and Create. Haven't used it yet. I thought this would be the perfect little spot for this butterfly to just stamp. So this one's going to be super simple. Again, some of these have been a little more involved. Let's see. I think I want it actually this way, surprisingly enough, because because I have more even space. That's what I was going to say. All right. So all the little bits of paper floating around and getting up my nose. I'm curious to know if you have embossing folder. Yes. All-time favorite. I think I probably have two. And I shied away from using any Tim Holtz products because those are too easy to use for me. So kind of challenged myself. But one of them, it's the numbered. I think it's numbered from Tim Holtz, and then the other one is the this one. I don't know what the name of it is, but I'll try to post a list. Ooh, you know what? I think I might stamp this in Lost Shadow. Let me grab it real quick. Yeah, those are probably my two. Actually, I think I might use the oxide. Let's just see what it does. I didn't want to do black because I feel like it's too dark. I haven't got the new dots yet. I've been eyeing it. I have it in my cart on one of the websites. Oh, no, that's a little too. My paper moved. Darn. Well, we can go with it. Let's see if it goes back. Anna, this is from some 49 and Market card kits. Unfortunately, they are discontinued. That didn't turn out as well as I wanted, but I'm going to. Oh, you know what we can do? I am whispering. Is clear? I don't know if this is clear. Glitter? No. Let's see if I can find some clear. Oh, looky there. Clear embossing powder. Let's see if it'll stick. Then I'll just kind of give it an extra little something. Oh, I should have used the glaze. Darn it. Man. That would have been really pretty over this, I think. Oh well. All right. And I might just, this is actually another one of my favorites. This is from Altenew. I might cut this down a little bit more and then add that to the back so it kind of gives it a little more something. Anybody crafting along or up, doing something? I don't know if Ardith is still here, but I'm not measuring Ardith. I'm just cutting. So look away. Look away. Roughing up the edges. All right. Art, if you are always, I am so impressed with you. She has videos, she's like on it all the time. Like, is there ever a time when she doesn't put out a video? I know there is times, but I sit and I'm like, what can I do? And then I overthink and then I just end up going live. It's easier for me. I do have several videos that I have planned, but um it's gonna add a little bit more. Go. Yes, artists' videos are always amazing. Ooh, doesn't that look pretty? I added too many splatters. All right, so that is kind of the direction I'm going with that one. We're going to move on to the last one, which is another simple one, and it's going to just be stamping. So I said stamp and cut down and rough up the edges. All right. So this is another all-in create stamp. You can find these at Simon Says Stamp and then also the Frantic Stamper, I believe. Okay. And I think I might do this in Lost Shadow again. I forgot I grabbed coffee. All right. Going to leave this way. Okay. I like the subtleness of the stamping because I don't want it to be too much. I gotta kind of get a good impression here. Because the paper is going to lift up and then I probably won't be able to get it back. Ooh, that's pretty. All right, I'm gonna grab the glaze and then I'm gonna put the glaze over top. Maybe. All right. Oh, I think this is gonna be really pretty. I don't know why I always whisper. Why do I whisper? I'm the craft whisperer. It is new. You caught me. No, this was sent to me actually. Um, but I'll tell you guys too that I was being impatient, so I knew that Ranger was sending me something, but it wasn't moving. And I think they're based in Ohio or something. It wasn't moving. And the color had already come out, and I knew I was in love with it, and I was too impatient, so I bought it. So I broke my no buy February by buying a product that I was already getting. So I have an extra one. So I'll be doing a giveaway at some point. Um, but yeah, the one from Ranger came on the Sunday after it was released. um, yeah, I felt really dumb for just being so impulsive and buying, but I couldn't live without it. Yeah, anyways, all right, I'm going to heat this up. Ooh. Hard for me to tell when this is done. I don't think it got on very much. It didn't. I was heating nothing really. It got a little bit, but ooh, Anna, have a good dinner. Thank you for joining. Yeah, other than that, I've been really good. So I almost thought about grabbing my Tim Holtz, is this hexagon die and trying to cut these out, but I decided not today. All right, I'm gonna cut this down. And I'm gonna layer on this one. All right, I'm gonna grab a card base. What is that stamp? It is from All in Create. Let me see if I can find the packaging. See, I wanted to do some stenciling and other things, but I didn't get around to it. All right, that is this one from Tracy Evans, Clipped Botanicals. There we go. I'll probably layer these together. I don't know about what sentiment or what I want to do here because I feel like it is missing something. All right, so let's count. 1, 2, 3. Remember, we put the white over the embossed. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 in, well, I guess it's been an hour and a half. So, um, yeah, that was fun. I don't know what I'm going to do with that one yet. And I didn't even finish all the cards. But that gives you some ideas on what to do with your backgrounds, pattern paper, um, card kits, you know, all of the above. So your ever growing list. Mine too. Mine's, yeah. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't signed up for the Card Summit, be sure to do so. It is 4 days of free classes from Cricut to stenciling to alcohol inks to die cutting, ink blending, all of the things that you could think of. And you can pick and choose which classes you want to join. And the link will be down below for that. And I hope to see you there. Need to grab um, yeah, I think I said everything. All right. I'm excited for the summit too. Ardith will be teaching there. She's an amazing instructor. And she has an amazing video out today too on using up those backgrounds as well. So be sure to check her channel out. I want to thank you all for joining. If you want even more inspiration, be sure to check out the playlist that will pop up here if you are watching the replay. And I will catch you all later. Bye.